Right now at 5, several area veterans enjoy the flight of a lifetime.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Ken Kozarowski. 99 veterans from the area have gotten the chance to fly to Washington, D.C. to view the memorials built in their honor. News 8 Now's Emily Haugen joined those vets and their guardians on the 27th Freedom Honor Flight. She joined us in studio now to share their experience. Good evening, Emily.
Hi, Ken. For most of the veterans who traveled this weekend, their service was not acknowledged when they returned home. And for the women, the battle being in and time after the war was exhausting. This flight gave them a chance to be honored and recognized for their service. Alice Holstein, a Vietnam veteran, has seen the monuments before, but on this trip, she saw it with new eyes.
Before I came as a tourist, now I come as a member of something much larger than myself.
Alice and her fellow veterans experienced multiple monuments, including the Korean, Vietnam, and World War II memorials. The Vietnam Wall gave 93 veterans a chance to see names etched from the past. And for Alice, the Vietnam Women's Memorial brought the sacrifices of her fellow veterans to life. On Saturday night, the veterans were welcomed home with a band and fanfare, something most of them never received. Alice tells me the experience was beyond words. Ken?
So cool to be a part of. Thanks so much, Emily. We will have Alice and her fellow veterans' full story coming up tonight at 6. But in the meantime, let's switch it over to our weather center. Get a chance to look at your first forecast courtesy of Eric Dean.
Hey, good evening, Ken. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, we're seeing clear skies out there across the majority of the Cooley region. A little bit of rain across portions of Juneau and Adams County. That's really about it, and that's courtesy of a low pressure system that's just off towards the east. That dominated our weather yesterday with all that rain pushing its way through. And you can see that wraparound stretching from Green Bay to over towards the Prairie du Chien area, just to the east of the Prairie du Chien area, I should say. And where it's raining, much cooler. We're seeing temperatures in the 50s and 60s towards Wisconsin Dells, as well as Volkfield. Wisconsin Rapids is at 60, 73 in Black River Falls, and we're sitting at 74 in La Crosse as well as Eau Claire. So again, that low pressure system is now pushing its way off towards the east. High pressure is going to regain control. We'll see sunny skies as we go into your Tuesday and Wednesday, but I have more rain chances in the forecast, and we'll talk about that coming up in the first alert forecast in just a few minutes. Ken, over to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Eric.
You bet.
Well, one candidate for Wisconsin's 3rd congressional district is challenging the other to 3 debates before the November 8th election. Democratic candidate and State Senator Brad Pfaff made the challenge in front of the La Crosse County Courthouse today, calling on Derek Van Orden to join him for a debate each in La Crosse, Eau Claire, and Stevens Point. Pfaff says it's important for district voters to hold candidates accountable by hearing how candidates will address certain issues like lowering costs for families, helping farmers, and addressing reproductive health.
And I think it's long past time that the voters of this district hear directly, and the media in this district hear directly from Derek Van Orden, where he stands on these issues and many other issues that impact the day-to-day lives of the people in this district, and move away from the ideology and the partisan talking points that he and his team receive from the National Committee.
Now, Van Orden's campaign manager tells News 8 Now that their team reached out to media partners across the district last month to open a dialogue on debates and that they hadn't heard anything from Pfaff's campaign. Van Orden himself released an official statement as well, saying Pfaff's campaign is floundering and that he will gladly put his 26 years of Navy SEAL service against Pfaff's 26 years of, quote, pursuit of personal political power. Meanwhile, the race for Wisconsin governor will feature just one official debate between incumbent Tony Evers and Republican challenger Tim Michels. Both candidates' campaigns made the agreement Monday to have the one debate on October 14th in Madison. Both campaign managers said in a joint statement that voters deserve the opportunity to hear directly from each candidate. The Wisconsin Broadcasters Association will host the debate and broadcast it statewide. In the last governor election in 2018, Evers and then Governor Scott Walker had 2 official debates. Onalaska School District has launched a new website for parents and faculty to view information on the new referendum. The website contains up-to-date information on the needs of the district's facilities and operations. The district will also be hosting community engagement sessions at the Onalaska middle and high schools. We'll post more information about those meetings on our website, news8000.com. An Oktoberfest tradition is returning to inspire ladies and gents in the La Crosse area. The Oktoberfest Ladies' Day Luncheon is the annual finale for Oktoberfest and invites women and men to come by for an afternoon of food and fun. The Mrs. Oktoberfest of past years host this event. This year's luncheon is in the Cargill Room at the waterfront in downtown La Crosse. Organizers say they'll have 10 vendor tables set up for patrons to do some shopping after the luncheon, but the real benefit is the sense of community that it creates.
This event, I've been going for many, many years, and it's just fun. You walk away and you just feel inspired and happy.
This year's guest speaker is Misty Lown, the owner of Misty's Dance Unlimited. Organizers say you can get tickets in advance on the Oktoberfest website or by calling the festival office. We'll have that information to get those tickets on news8000.com. Well, still to come, medical gridlock. Minnesota nurses are on strike today, while UW nurses and government leaders in Madison make significant progress on their work stoppage. Details next.
Did you know Tim Michaels pledged to cut millions from public schools and give it to private schools instead? His plan would increase property taxes by $500 million. Tim Michaels is too radical and too divisive.
River Cafe is basically a breakfast and lunch. It's been great. You know, with her backing us up, and I met Mr. Farmer and the rest of the crew at Park Bank. It's been fantastic. We couldn't have done it without them. A lot of ups and downs, but she made it happen.
She kept her feet on the
They
ground.
both did.
I believed in the story. I believed in them and their ability to make this happen and be successful.
Think crime is bad now? Mandela Barnes would make it worse. Barnes would eliminate cash bail even after the Waukesha Christmas parade attack, supports amnesty and sanctuary cities for illegals, and had worked for a radical group that wants to defund the police. Barnes has a long record of smearing police while spending your tax dollars on security for himself. Mandela Barnes, wrong on crime, dangerous for Wisconsin. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Fill cracks and gaps in your surfaces with industry-leading concrete products from Akona. Rapid Patch Concrete Repair Mortar is a fast-setting, high-performance mixture that offers strength and durability while providing a fresh new look to your structure. A 50-pound bag is $15.99 after 11% off. All-purpose silicone caulk from DAP is a leader in weatherproofing and waterproofing. It's great for doors, windows, and siding, providing the best durability and flexibility on the market. All 11% off.
Save big money at Menards.
My name is Heather Loudon. I was officially diagnosed with invasive ductal carcinoma. Overall, the care that I received at Toma Health was top-notch.
Here at Toma Health, we provide IV therapy for patients receiving hydration, blood transfusions, all the way up to complex situations like chemotherapy and biologics.
When you need intravenous care, Toma Health offers compassionate infusion therapy.
Toma Health, offering quality care close to home.
Did you know Tim Michaels pledged to cut millions from public schools?
We're already throwing so much money at education.
He'll drain classrooms and gut school funding. Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as your governor?
Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers and UW Health leaders have announced that an agreement has been reached with members of the Service Employees International Union to avoid a health worker stoppage today. Governor Evers stressed the importance of coming to an agreement both parties were happy with in order to strengthen the connection between workers and management.
We came to a solution that all parties could agree on. I could not be prouder to have been part of the mediation of this process, and to work with UW Health, SEIU, and the nurses at UW Hospitals and Clinic to find a solution that gives greater voice to our nurses in the workplace, strengthens the relationship and communication between workers and management, and ultimately ensured that the strike would be averted.
Evers also spoke about the importance of meeting in person, as communication would go a lot smoother where everyone could express their ideas and opinions.
Made an offer to come to the residents, sit down together, and my message was quite clear that people of Wisconsin expect everybody to work together for the best of everyone, and no one wants a strike.
Governor Evers said he was proud to have been able to bring people together and have them communicate directly. Meanwhile, thousands of nurses in St. Paul began a 3-day strike after failed contract negotiations. Over 15,000 nurses from the Twin Cities and Duluth areas began the strike earlier today. Due to the number of nurses on strike, replacement nurses had to be brought in to help meet the needs of area hospitals.
We're so short-staffed in that hospital on a daily basis. We didn't see how it would be possible for us to be able to do this. We really thought that management would have a good faith effort and negotiate with us, and that's just not what we saw.
Strike chants were followed by picket signs outside area hospitals. Hospitals offered a 10 to 12% wage increase, but nurses are seeking an increase of more than 30%. Although many nurses believe the strike would be risky, they are still proud of taking a big step.
Today is historic. 15,000 nurses out in the largest nurses' strike in American history. However, we are not out here to make history. We are here to pave the way for the future of nursing and healthcare.
Hospital leaders say they can't afford those wage demands, while nurses say they will picket outside the hospitals until evening throughout the duration of the strike. Today, President Biden has traveled to Boston to make another push for his cancer moonshot, which he hopes will end cancer as we know it. The visit comes 60 years after President John F. Kennedy's famous moonshot speech. Part of Biden's plan is to utilize funding for cutting-edge research in prevention, early detection, and treatment. President Biden first launched this initiative in 2016 when he was vice president after his son Beau died of brain cancer.
We're having a moonshot for cancer, for real. We're going to cure cancer over time. I'm going to lay out how we're going to do that.
The president has announced his intent to name Dr. Renee Wegerson the first head of the Advanced Research Projects Agency for Health. That agency was created by Biden to improve the government's ability to speed up health and biomedical research, other major illnesses like Alzheimer's disease and diabetes. Coming up after the break, California intends to ban all new cars that are non-electric by 2035. What some other states are saying about the ban and whether they'll follow.
And in the world of weather, hey, we had a gorgeous day across the Cooley region. Some places right now in the 50s and 60s. We have rain chances in the forecast as well. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
People that have come to me for financial coaching have told me that they've learned more from me in 10 minutes than they did with their other guy in 10 years. Or they'll tell me, I've never looked at things from that angle before. If you want to learn more about financial management and your future, come see me. I'll do it for free, no invoice. Give the money man a call at Firefighters Credit Union. Let's make things happen.
Schools forced to close, falling academic standards, parents told they don't have a say, transgender videos for kindergartners, and books that shame kids just for being white. That's Tony Evers' record on Wisconsin public schools.
As a mom, I have every right to know what my kids are being taught in class. Our schools should teach reading, writing, and math, not crazy liberal ideas.
Tony Evers, wrong for our kids, wrong for Wisconsin.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Look, we knew the other side would make up lies about me to scare you. Now they're claiming I want to defund the police and abolish ICE. That's a lie. I'll make sure our police have the resources and training they need to keep our community safe. And that our communities have the resources to stop crime before it happens. I'll bring back manufacturing. And I'll pass a middle-class tax cut. And if that's too scary for Washington, then so be it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
The state of California made history last month when regulators agreed to ban the sale of new gasoline-fueled cars by 2035. And because the state is the largest auto market in the country, the measure could lead to a major shift across the country. Jen Sullivan has more on why more than a dozen states could be on the verge of adopting the same unprecedented mandate.
As California goes, so does the rest of the country. 1 month after the Golden State became the first to ban the future sale of gas cars, more than a dozen states could soon be following suit.
If that group of states that tends to follow California's lead were to do so with this as well, it would be roughly 30% of the population in the U.S. would now be living somewhere where there would be this requirement.
Currently, there are 17 states that already follow California's car emission standards, at least in part. And experts say once the mandate is approved by the EPA, it's likely they'll apply their rule, which requires that by 2035, all new vehicles sold in the state must be electric, hydrogen-powered, or at least plug-in hybrid.
We will move forward to green and decarbonize our vehicle fleet.
Experts say under the Federal Clean Air Act, states must follow the federal government's vehicle emission standards or choose to adopt California's stricter requirements. And a growing number of states appear to be leaning toward the second option, including Washington, Massachusetts, New York, Oregon, and Vermont. Critics of the measure argue it raises big concerns around issues like charging infrastructure, mineral availability, and supply chain issues, and vehicle pricing. The recently passed Inflation Reduction Act aims to help lower prices by giving buyers of passenger vehicles assembled in North America a $7,500 federal EV tax incentive.
And if you install an electric vehicle charging station in your home, you can also get a tax credit.
For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Those who support the ban say it helps California improve their breathable air quality, as well as taking a huge step forward in meeting its climate goals. Well, prices at the pump are continuing to fall as the national average price is $3.72 a gallon. Prices in Wisconsin are below the national average, and Wisconsin is also one of 18 states that has seen prices fall below $3.49. Prices have seen a total decline of $1.30 per gallon over the past 90 days. This is the fastest decline in over a decade.
That means Wisconsin families with 2 cars are saving on average $140 a month. And again, that's important. That's important breathing room. And the president is committed to continue to deliver for the people of Wisconsin.
Hassan also stated that President Biden has also called for higher output and production of gas to help reduce the pricing of fuel around the country. Time to switch it up. Let's talk some weather with our First Alert meteorologist, Eric Dean. Good evening, Eric.
All right, good evening, Ken. Hey, we've had a nice substantial amount of precipitation across portions of the area over the past couple days. Some places just to the east and southeast of Madison. So there's Madison right there, seeing anywhere between 4.2 inches to almost 7 inches of rain. Now, closer to home, some places sitting between a ½ inch to almost an inch. Take a look at the radar scan right now across the area. A clean sweep across the majority of the Cooley region, seeing a little bit of precip across portions of Juneau and Adams County, but all that rain and thunderstorm activity is off towards the east, just to the east of the I-39 area. So here's your setup. This low pressure system, we'll talk about this coming up in just a couple seconds. It is dominating the eastern part of Wisconsin, and it's going to slowly push its way to the east over the next several hours. High pressure is going to be in control. It's going to stay in control for tonight, going into tomorrow, as well as your Wednesday, and that's going to allow those temperatures to do 2 things: warm up, and it's going to clear us out. But you can see, look at this well-defined low right here. You can just see that just sitting here and spinning over Chicago. Again, this is a slow-moving low-pressure system. So if you have evening plans, I should say, temperatures will be in the upper 50s, low 60s by the 9 o'clock hour, 59 by the 10 o'clock hour, 57 by the 11 o'clock hour. And you see that wind, it's going to be nice and calm with winds out of the northwest between 3 to 5 miles per hour. Outside right now, hey, it is gorgeous out there. Look at that temperature out there, 74 degrees. Our humidity is at 41%. Dew point's at 49. It's very comfortable out there. Winds are out of the north-northwest at 13 miles per hour. River level is up. It's at 5.14 feet. We're seeing temperatures in the 60s and 70s, low 60s over towards Volk Field. You're at 61, 73 in Black River Falls, 67 in Sparta, 74 is the current temperature in La Crosse, 73 in Winona, 73 is the current temperature in Red Wing. Decorah, good evening to you guys. You're checking in with 70 degrees. Now, when you wake up in the morning, temperatures will be in the low to mid 40s, even upper 30s, especially towards Black River Falls as well as Sparta. 49 will be the overnight low in La Crosse, 47 in Viroqua, 49 in Boscobel. Highs tomorrow, look at that, back into the 70s and 80s. So the first alert forecast for the evening and overnight hours, we're going to see clear skies, not just for tonight, but as we go into tomorrow as well. Overnight lows will be in the mid to upper 40s. Look at that, calm wind out there. The only caveat to that, patchy fog, not out of the question in the overnight hours, and that will continue for the morning hours. For tomorrow, we'll see temperatures going into the mid to upper 70s. Fog early morning, plenty of sunshine. Winds will be out of the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's a look at your allergy forecast. The ragweed and weed, there you go, at medium for today. That'll go on the low end for tomorrow. The mold will stay on the high end for today as well as tomorrow. Now, the balance of the 8-day forecast, and we'll go ahead and break out a couple of days here. So there's a high of 78 for tomorrow. Fog chances will start to pick up in the morning hours. We'll see mostly sunny skies for your Wednesday with a temperature of 78. Now, let's talk about the second half of the work week. Thursday, we have a chance of rain and thunderstorms in the evening and overnight hours, and that trend will continue for Friday morning. Saturday, we have another chance of scattered showers. Sunday morning, Monday morning, we have another chance of thunderstorm activity. And then by Tuesday, we cool off again with temperatures going into the mid to upper 70s, again with a thunderstorm chance in the forecast. The good news is we had the much needed rain. We're still well below normal for the entire year. Our average high for this time of year is hovering right around 78, 79 degrees. And fall starts September 22nd, so it's kind of going to start feeling like it as we inch closer to fall.
I'm actually all for it. Now that football is in full swing,
Absolutely.
I'm kind of definitely into the fall weather.
Hoodie weather.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks a lot, Eric.
You bet.
Well, guys, don't go anywhere. I eat some crow after the break.
Tuesday on News 8 Now this morning, the Midwest's humidity can be unkind, especially to your favorite beers, but some brewers are up for the challenge. And tune in and stay prepared for your day's weather coming up as you head out the door. We're helping you plan out your morning. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow at 5 a.m. More News 8 Now is coming up after the break.
CityCam 8 is brought to you by The Board Store. Ever wonder what a bath remodel would do for your soul? Rejoice! The Board Store can help you find that joy with a new tub or shower or a complete bath remodel. Call or visit today.
The Socialist Squad led the charge to defund the police and eliminate bail for dangerous felons. Now violent crime is surging in Wisconsin.
More people have been killed in Milwaukee this year than in any previous year.
Mandela Barnes attacked the Kenosha police and incited more violence.
The officer's deadly actions attempted to take a person's life in broad daylight. This felt like some sort of vendetta.
Mandela Barnes, dangerously liberal on crime.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Professor Penny, I need to take a 4-cheese quesadilla back to my lab. I got you, girl. It is mathematically impossible to fit 4 cheeses inside. Better get 2 for research purposes.
The new 4-cheese quesadilla at Taco John's.
Blaine Farm and Fleet's Big Fall Sale is going on now. We're your one-stop shop for seasonal supplies, offering massive fall savings throughout the store. Like Estate Late Fall Winterizer, just $24.99. Get 20% off all GE light bulbs. These AgroMaster tarps, also 20% off. And assorted multi-pet dog toys, buy one, get one free. Plus, we always offer Blaine's Best Price Promise, the guaranteed lowest price or we'll match it.
No one goes all in on made-from-scratch freshness like Papa Murphy's. Because when you go all in, people notice. Go all in with the Triple Pet Pizza for just $11.99. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
These are actual crime scenes across Wisconsin, yet Mandela Barnes supports defunding the police.
The minute you talk about reducing a police department's budget, then it's like all hell breaks loose, and everybody acts like you're signaling Armageddon. But that's not the case. It's about reallocating funds.
And where did your tax dollars get reallocated to? More police security for Barnes. Mandela Barnes. Less safety for you, more for him. Wisconsin Truth Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
We're with Oprah and all the stars taking over Toronto as Harry Styles steps out amid the Don't Worry Darling drama. Next, ET.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Our community, your station.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm wearing purple today, as you can see, for a very sad reason. Let's play the footage. If you didn't see the game yesterday, if you're a Packers fan, you wish you didn't see it at all. I mean, 23-7, Kevin O'Connell's very first game as a head coach for the Minnesota Vikings, and it looks like a new era. If you're a Minnesota Vikings fan, I mean, opening drive was about as perfect as you could make it. Justin Jefferson Everybody knew he was a fantastic wide receiver, but apparently nobody told defensive coordinator Joe Barry of the Green Bay Packers, because that dude had nearly 200 receiving yards to lead the Vikings offense to a slugfest. And it was just not fun for Packers fans. Look at that, wide open. So people like me did not have a fun time, whereas people like Amy DuPont had a great time. She's a big-time Vikings fan. We are a newsroom full of Packers fans, and she gets to gloat, and rightfully so. She's on a different work schedule right now. You'll see her on air Wednesday, where I'm sure she'll have a great old time rubbing this one in. But rematch on New Year's Day, Packers are going to even the score. You can book it. All right, we're back to wrap things up after this.
Sick of running out of hot water? The professionals at Maxwell White are here to handle all of your water heater needs. Our licensed technicians can install, repair, or replace any type of water heater with same-day or next-day service. Call Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
Schools forced to close, falling academic standards, parents told they don't have a say, transgender videos for kindergartners, and books that shame kids just for being white. That's Tony Evers' record on Wisconsin public schools.
As a mom, I have every right to know what my kids are being taught in class. Our schools should teach reading, writing, and math, not crazy liberal ideas.
Tony Evers, wrong for our kids, wrong for Wisconsin.
Mike Glassmaker enjoys working at Park Bank because he can help with all aspects of his customers' banking needs. Mike also enjoys the heat, all kinds of heat. As a loan officer, he enjoys the personal attention he can give his customers. Mike enjoys the heat of brats and burgers and ribs and anything he can fit on his grill. So visit Mike at Park Bank in La Crosse to talk about your banking needs and heat. All sorts of heat. Park Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
We asked our customers what they love about Blaine's Farm and Fleet's auto service.
I get all of my maintenance done here. I just had tires and brake job done last year. I'm getting an oil change today. I trust them with my car.
I had a battery put in here. They did a great job.
With Fleet in our name, you know we're auto experts. Schedule an appointment in-store or online and experience what others have since 1955. Tires and batteries, trust and care.
Derek Van Orden, former U.S. Navy SEAL. Over 20 years of active duty, defending America in hostile territory. 5 combat tours, hundreds of missions, sea, air, and land. Now, he's on the most important no-fail mission of his life.
Saving America for my grandchildren and yours.
Grandpa, we're just going to the park.
Yes, we are. You guys ready? Derek Van Orden and I approve this mission and this message.
We at Maxwell White pride ourselves on delivering honest, dependable plumbing services, whether it's a repair, installation, or any number of other needs. With our full-stocked warehouse and trucks, our licensed technicians are ready to serve you. So don't just choose anyone, choose Maxwell White.
Tonight on the CBS Evening News from here in London, we talked to former British Prime Minister David Cameron about what kind of leader King Charles will be and what this means for the future of the royal family. That and more news tonight right here on the CBS Evening News.
And coming up on News 8 Now at 6, solving the affordable housing crisis. The city of La Crosse's next step could involve renovating a north side building. We take a look at the price tag. And we talk to Mayor Reynolds to find out who could and could not call the complex home.
And I had one job, and that was to bring the 7-day up, but instead, this is what you're going to get. It's taking a nap, getting ready for the 6th. But I will tell you this right now, we do have rain chances Thursday night, going into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, going into next week.
All right,
that's a nice looking background, though.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, it's fantastic. We don't get a time to appreciate it that often.
Right.
Eric, thanks so much. We appreciate it, and we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5. We hope you'll join us again at 6.